Hey everybody, I'm going to give you guys a minute to jump on, and I'm going to make sure that we have a good reception. Um, I'm in Springfield, Paul's in Rockford. It's looking like we're good. Okay, we're looking good. All right, hope everyone's doing well. I'm excited to have Paul Nolly with me. He's the executive director of Project First Rate. I'll let him explain what Project First Rate is. But the reason why I have him here, and Paul, thanks so much for hanging with me, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I wanted to talk about their new website. I'm assuming it's the Northwestern Illinois Builders Trade, in conjunction with you, put this website together, correct?
Yeah, so Project First Rate really, led the charge and put it together, but it's
Okay,
highlighting all the members of the Northwest Building Trade Council. So yeah, but it is
nice.
definitely a collaborative kind of effort. Yep.
Okay. There's a website called findyourtrades.org, not .com, .org. And it really helps for the community. It helps the community to really navigate the different trades that are out there, how to apply, whose application window is open, so that we are empowered and we're able to go for these positions. Now, why is that important, especially for me? And I will say for Paul, well, one thing that I wholeheartedly believe in is that not everyone is cut out for higher education, and there's nothing wrong with that. But anyone and everyone can get a license or a certification to help them to catapult them to a livable wage, and that's exactly what the trades do. You could get phenomenal experience, phenomenal livable wage to support you and your family. And on top of that, they are looking to diversify their apprenticeships. And I have a relationship with them. And when I first came into the seat, I shared with them how I want to help them diversify their apprenticeships with diverse groups of people. And so I'm really excited to hear about their website. And I really want to make sure you know about it. So, Paul, thanks again for joining me, man.
Thank you.
Can you just help us? We want to get to know you. Let us know
Sure.
about who you are, your position, and what you do at Project First Rate, and then let me know when you're ready for me to pop up the website.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So again, thank you for having me, Representative West, and it's good to get to know you a little bit over the last year I've been in this role, and look forward to
Yeah.
working with you on some of that stuff that you had mentioned. So I appreciate the time today, and it should be a good conversation. I've been looking forward to it. So yeah, as you said, I'm the director of an organization called Project First Rate. And what we're a nonprofit organization, and typically called like a labor management association. But basically what that means is I get to represent union tradespeople in our area and also union contractors. So the labor and management side of the industry, of the union construction and building trades industry. And I get to work on all types of different projects and things. And one of those is promoting careers in the trades, promoting apprenticeship programs, partnering with organizations and leaders like yourselves and others to just get the word out there about these careers, about the pathways into, as you kind of indicated, uh, wages that you can raise a family on, you can retire with dignity from
Right.
after you've put in the hours, all that kind of stuff. And so really what we do is we work to help educate and get people into these apprenticeship programs. And I get to really be that kind of community focused, community minded entity for our industry, and really work on things like increasing, minority representation in the trades, women getting into the trades, and also just, people from all throughout the 8 counties that we represent. And so
Right.
that's just kind of one small part of the work I do, but it's one of the most rewarding and I think important.
So how long you been doing it? And I'm assuming you are finding fulfillment in the gig.
Yeah, so I've just over a year now. Took over
Nice.
basically the start of May, more or less last year. So kind of in the middle of the pandemic. But yeah, it's been super rewarding. I come from, my background is mainly from the nonprofit kind of fundraising, worked for Habitat for Humanity and United Way and some others. And so it's a little bit of a different world, different type of work. But it is as fulfilling, if it even more, perhaps, as some of the other jobs, just because I really feel these careers, like you said, no matter if have it in you to go to college, or you don't, or you want to look for another path, or the complete opposite, whatever it is. These careers are really pathways to having a secure middle class lifestyle, and I believe that the wages and the benefits and kind of the structure and uplifting of the economy that this industry provides really helps bring the living standards of others in other industries up as well. And I think the history kind of the industry across the nation kind of lays that out. And so, yeah, it's really meaningful to work on all this stuff. And of course, that diversity piece as well. You can look at some of the data and it's, looking at national levels of trades and looking at that, and we've got work to do, but all of our members are committed to making it happen, and they invest in Project First Rate to help make that so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. For those of you who are with us, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. It pops up on my screen, and then I can give it to Paul. But I want to make sure you guys know it's findyourtrade.org. So Paul, go ahead and walk us through it, man.
Okay, cool. So you can see the website right now then?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So and just before I'll do a walkthrough, and you can basically, you'll be able to see more or less every part of the website, and I'll kind of talk about what it means, each part of it. But just to give a real quick kind of nutshell explanation of what it is, basically, and why it came to be, I'll say as well. We normally, the Project First Rate and the Northwest Illinois Building Trades Council host a career expo highlighting all of the careers in the trades each year, and we bring in hundreds of high school students from Rockford and Freeport and Winnebago and basically any in the area. And they come out and they get to meet with tradespeople, do some demonstrations, get a presentation, learn all that stuff. Well, because of COVID, for obvious reasons, we didn't do that. So when I got into this role, I just said, what can we do to still provide some of that information in an accessible way? And long story short, I came up with this website and put this together with the folks, the designers and all that. So it was just kind of a stand-in for that expo, but I think it kind of became something else we can use going forward. So basically what it does is it provides a breakdown of all the trades that are represented locally, and it talks about their apprenticeship programs. They have some videos and some other information that will basically, anyone who's interested in these careers, or even parents or educators, whoever, if they want to get some information for other folks, they can come here and basically more or less they'll find all the information they need to kind of make that next step, or give other people that information so they can make the next step. So that's kind of the gist of it. So yeah, as you mentioned, it's findyourtrade.org, and you can go here. This is the landing page you'll see here. And basically, as you scroll through, you'll just kind of get some general information about what apprenticeships are, that kind of thing, a little bit of history, all that kind of stuff. But I'll kind of show you some of the core features and of that. So you'll kind of see, we talk about some common requirements that are typically for every trade you're going to need. So typically by the time some of the trades allow you to apply when you're 17, but you have to be 18 by the time you start, and you can kind of see some of these other ones as well, just to kind of get you a sense of what you need to be looking for, or if you're in middle school, your early years in high school. Some people who are maybe considering the trades don't understand right away that math is really important pretty much to all of the trades, as far as measuring and things of that nature, just kind of basic type of math skills. Some people may think, oh, I don't need to worry about algebra, and that's something that we definitely want to make sure. Hey, you don't need to be an expert in math and algebra, but you need to make sure you took it seriously and know some of those kind of foundational skills. So just kind of some of those things. We got some frequently asked questions, and just basic questions that we get commonly. And we'll one thing I want to note too about this website as a whole, I'll continue to update this as the months and years go on to make it better, add more questions as we get them, add some resources and things like that. So, but yeah, so kind of see the gist of it, and so you get here, and here's kind of the meat and potatoes of it, so to speak. Where you can really find or look at all the different trades. So Project First Rate, we represent 11 local trades in town, but the Northwest Illinois Trades Council actually has 17 trades represented at that level, and so all 17 of those are are represented here in this website. So you can kind of see as you scroll through, as a viewer, you're looking and you kind of see what trade you may be interested, and you kind of just get a sense of all the different trades. And again, all of these, they may not have a local office in Rockford or in Winnebago County, but all of them have representation in the region and workers out in this area. And so that's kind of how the structure of that goes. And so you kind of go, and I'll click through one of these, but I just wanted to kind of show you, show everyone, I should say, how the website's set up. So we can kind of go in and let's pick the carpenters, perhaps. So you'll click through the carpenters, and then this will basically, whatever trade you're looking at, it's going to give you a description of what the trade is, what you'd be doing. It's going to give you a average wage or a journeyman's wage, and what this figure is it's based on the local prevailing wage in Winnebago County, but that's pretty much in line with what you as a journeyman or journey tradesperson will be making out in the field in this area as you get through your apprenticeship program, I should say, and start.
Wow.
So yeah, you can see, $41 an hour, and that's kind of in the mid range of, I would say, what the trades that we represent. I would say it's about mid to low 30s, all the way up to high 40s, low $50 an hour wage.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Paul, repeat that real quick. Just repeat that.
So as far as the trades that we represent locally in our area in Winnebago County and surrounding counties, I should say, the average wages you're going to make are mid $30 an hour up to high 40s, low $50 an hour per hour. That's just cash wages without any benefits incorporated into that number. So, 40, 42, 45 bucks an hour is right in the middle, I'd say, as far as the folks that we represent. And again, there's typically, so you're going to make, let's say, just say 40 bucks an hour cash on the check, plus there's typically anywhere from $20 to $30. That's just a rough estimate of additional benefits. We're talking pension, we're talking health insurance for you and your family, training, investing back in your training center so you can go get the newest education on tools, safety, standards, as well as a lot of the trades also have an additional retirement fund that they contribute to outside of your pension. So, all in, you might be making with your cash wages and your benefits 70, 80, 90 bucks an hour. Perhaps. Yeah. So
70, 80, or 90 bucks an hour, my friends. Take heed to what he's saying. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. So anyways, so you kind of just get some basic information. And again, we'll continue to make this a little bit more robust with some of the information, but we didn't want to make it overwhelming at first. So kind of just get a sense of, where the local unions are, so 790 and 7092, what counties they represent or work in. And then some of that information. And this is one thing when I go into schools and I talk to other folks who are interested in apprenticeship programs and what does that mean and what does it mean for my students if I'm talking to an educator. The whole concept of you earn as you learn, which is, I think common to some of the workforce development programs. But what's really cool about most of the trades locally is that, for one, so you're earning while you learn. So you're getting money as you're getting your education. But a couple of things within that. One is you're getting a wage that's based on the journeyman's wage. So as you saw, up here, if I can highlight that. So in Winnebago County, average is going to be about 41 bucks for a carpenter. So in your first year of apprenticeship, you're just in the early days of your education, basically at that point, and you're getting a 40 to 50% of that. So you're already making, let's just say 20 bucks an hour, roughly, in your first year. And you can kind of see the progression as you get up to fourth year. You're almost making 100% of that. Plus, not always, but typically, each of these trades, when you're an apprentice, as an apprentice, you're also vested into the pension and the healthcare as well. And so they all have very good and generous healthcare plans for you and your family and all that kind of good stuff. So not only are you getting very decent wages while you're getting educated, you're also be able to access those benefits. So just kind of a description of what how you progress as an apprentice. Then we typically have some videos for most of the trades. Some are local, some are like this is the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters, which is, our members are a local union within that council. So some information videos they put together. And then instructions on how to apply to the local training center, to the local apprenticeship program, contact information, and then of course the basic requirements for this particular trade, such as, one thing that I don't think was mentioned on the first page we looked at, the homepage, was like a drug test. Most of the trades still do have a drug test requirement, so they're just something kind of additional. Some of them have a written exam, not all of them. Most of them have an interview and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the gist of the trade page. And then of course, Project First Rate, as far as our role in connecting, we don't run any of these apprenticeship programs. We're a membership organization. So each of these trades, or at least 11 of the trades, are members of Project First Rate, and we get to help them, educate and promote and that kind of thing. So we are really that facilitator, that connector. And so if anyone's looking to have some kind of additional questions answered, just wants to have a discussion in general terms about apprenticeship programs, if they're having trouble reaching someone, I can, myself and our office can assist with that. And we encourage anyone to fill out this form or use this phone call or email address to give us a shout, and we can help the best we're able to. And so, yeah, so that's kind of the core of the website.
Awesome. Go ahead and I'll blow up the phone number and website, or the email address. Yep. What is it again? 815-904.
Yep.
904. That's 6833.
Correct.
Okay. And then the email is info@projectfirstrate.com.
Yep.
All right. So let me blow that up.
Cool.
So people can see that.
Great.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of the core of it. And then a couple of other things, we have a couple of just resource section, and these are again a work in progress. We're updating them as we get more information and more resources, and we'll eventually create our own resources and some documents. But some of this stuff is really good for especially folks who are kind of maybe in the earlier stage in their career planning and are thinking of applying, down the road, and they want to make sure they're really ready to be successful when they do apply or get into the program. So these are some resources that we found will be helpful, and some of them are, programs that I consider, I consider sort of pre-apprenticeship programs, including Rock Valley's Highway Construction Careers Training Program, Youth Build as well. But some of the other ones, there's a sample aptitude test that you can download that was created by a neighboring trades council that goes through some of the test questions that you may have when you're applying to some of the trades that do require that. So you can kind of study up, kind of get an understanding of, like I said, that basic math, some of that geometry that you might need to know. It kind of help you get up your skill a little bit on that. And then some of these other links are just kind of useful if you want to know more about trades or know more about apprenticeship programs in general. So there's some additional resources, and again, we'll continue to build on there. And then one thing that was, I don't have a history. My background, as I mentioned, isn't in the construction industry prior to this. And so one thing I noticed when I got into this job was like all of the terms and vernacular and the lingo and stuff like that. There's just so many different new terms that weren't necessarily familiar to me. And so I started to put together just kind of a little dictionary or a definition list for some things that may not be as common for people who are, planning or wanting or considering getting into this industry, so that when they do apply and if they're in an interview during an apprenticeship application process, they can actually, know and use some of these terms to be, prepared to be, more successful, for lack of a better word. So I just kind of put this together. I'll continue to add terms as well, but just a couple of small additional things that we'll continue to build on and grow. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of the website and
Awesome.
And the purpose.
So I see in the bottom right corner.
Yes.
Now accepting applications. Who's accepting applications at this time?
Yeah. So these are so our plumbers and pipe fitters, Local 23, which is out of Rockford. They just opened their application window. I think it was last week, maybe last Monday. So they're accepting applications through January. And so if you click through this, it'll take you to the their kind of sub page.
$50 an hour.
Wow. Yep, there you go. So yeah, you can kind of see each trade is going to be a little bit different, and they're on the higher kind of scale. I think up with maybe the operators and electricians. And so then what you'll do, and that's one thing with Project First Aid, as I mentioned, we don't run any of these programs. Each program has very specific instructions, they have a particular contact person. Some of them are like the laborers you see down here. They accept applications on an ongoing basis, but it's like the first Tuesday of the month. So it's just something where if you're interested in this, I just want to basically set you up and give you the right link or contact information so that then you can go and reach out directly to that individual, because that's going to be the best path for you as an applicant. So then you would come here, you'd say, okay, here's the application information, and then it would take you directly to their Local 23's website, and you can kind of get I don't think it's sharing that part of the screen, but anyways, they will take you to their website where they will have their very specific instructions on how to apply at that time when they're accepting applications. And you just need to, as an applicant, you just need to make sure that you're checking all the boxes that they're asking for and doing all the instructions. There's typically a $20 fee for a lot of these programs as well. So just making sure you're just doing all of those things so that you're not getting kicked out just by technicality.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We'd love to talk to you on the back end about that $20.
Sure.
But man, this is great information.
Good.
And to all of those who listen now and in the future, this is for you. Like this, Paul's job, even my job, is to make sure we help you. And so please capitalize on this. Any closing remarks for you, Paul? It's just me and you on the screen now. Any closing remarks for you?
Sure. So I would just say that these careers and the trades in general, and as far as a path to a life that you can actually feel secure in. I know a lot of my friends who decided that college wasn't for them are some of the most talented and intelligent and skilled people I know, and they just made a choice that I didn't want to go to college for whatever reason, and
right.
that's fine, and I think that
exactly.
that we all have to make our own choices, and there's so many different paths. And so I just would say a lot of people kind of think of these type of careers in construction and a trade as, okay, just you didn't go to college, so just go do something that's less than college or whatever it is. And I just you see by some of the dollar figures there and the benefits, but also looking at the hours that you are actually receiving as far as your education. You're getting a trade that's been a trade or a craft that's been passed down for literally hundreds of years, that wealth of expertise and that generational knowledge. These are truly meaningful careers. It's something that will put you on a path to be successful for yourself and for your family as well, if that's something that you want to build. And so I just don't ever want someone to think that these are a career pathway that's anything less than going to college or any other path.
Right.
People make a lot of great earnings on here, find a lot of meaning in their lives, and a lot of them retire before the comment. Most people think of retiring at 65, and a lot of the tradespeople retire in mid to late 50s and have a great retirement with pension and all that. So
Wow.
If you want to work hard and you want to do something that with your hands and really learn a skill, I would say that this is getting into the skilled trades in this industry is one of the best pathways to that kind of life that you can find in this area in particular.
Awesome. Well, Paul, thanks so much, man. I put, for everyone who's got to this point, the number is 815-904-6833. Info at projectfirstrate.com. Let me go ahead and put that in the comments section as well, so that there's no reason for anyone to miss this opportunity. Any questions you have, you can reach out to either me or you can reach out to Paul.
Yep.
I know how to get connected with Paul, but you also know how to reach out to him as well.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that our battle is to take the stigma away from that those who don't go to college is less than. That is not the case at all. You can still have a fulfilled life going into the trades. getting a license, getting a certification. So please reach out to us with any questions you may have. Paul, I appreciate you, man. Don't jump off just yet.
Okay.
Got a couple questions for you on the back end. For everyone else, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a good day. Reach out to Paul. Reach out to myself with any questions that you may have.
Yep.
Be well. Talk to y'all soon.